Why do most prisoners come from a single parent home? Because they're most likely raised by their mothers. And the people that I've spoken to or spoken to, and I looked at their crimes and I spoke with them about their crimes, 9 times out of 10, their crimes were an act of passion. They committed their crimes based on their emotion that they felt at the time. And after a few months or a few years down in their sentence, they realized how stupid it was. And in all honesty, it makes sense because women react off their emotions. And when you have, or when you come from a both parent home, you're allowed to feel emotions, but the logical side, the masculine side, you have to realize that your emotions are not shit. No one cares how you feel. You have to think about the logics. You have to calculate the issue. You have to think 5, 10, 15 years from now. And I can give you an example. Say a friend that you thought was a friend slept with your girlfriend and you got mad, you got angry, you're just like, you just want to tear stuff up and you go and just attack the guy and stab and kill him. 10 times out of 10, that person who stabbed and killed that person come from a single parent home raised by their mothers. Because if that person was raised by their fathers, their father would have taught them any action that you do, think 5, 10, 15 years from now. And that person committing that crime or going through that issue would have thought, if they had both parents at their house, if they had the father and the masculine and the logical side at their house, they would have realized, that person slept with my girlfriend. You know what? That guy ain't shit. That girl ain't shit. F them. I'm just gonna get back at them with my success. I'm going to continue with my studies. I'm going to continue building. I'm going to continue doing what I need to do to build myself, to make sure that I become the best version of myself. And in 10, 15 years, those people, the girl who cheated, the guy who fought with your friend, most likely they're going to be bums because that's a bummy move. Only bums do that. Only idiots will do that sort of thing. Disloyal, trash people, and they're going to get trash when they grow up. So if you have a logical side at home, you will just ignore that and think about yourself. And that is the difference from being raised with a single parent and with a home where there's both parents. And that's why most people in prison, not all, but most, are raised by their mothers because they think in terms of emotions. No one cares how you feel. Think about the logical. Think about the future. You have to calculate. You have to do your maths. You have to add, subtract, divide, and come up with your answer. That is a logical mind. And that's the difference. And the people who are raised by single parents and who notice themselves just being emotional, or mothers who are raising their children and their son's just emotional, try to indoctrinate some logical thinking. I go with great mastermind books, and books that I think are great people who I think are great masterminds are Napoleon Bonaparte, sorry. Winston Churchill, very logical thinkers, very strategic thinkers. So get your children to read more books if you have a deadbeat dad. And to the deadbeat fathers who make kids, you're just not even worth an insult. You're honestly just not worth an insult. You're just a cancer, a virus that just needs to be gotten rid of. You serve no purpose on this earth. You're pretty much like a fart in the wind. You're nothing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just hate men who just get people pregnant and just leave because they're just a complete scum of the earth. But if you were met by those sort of individuals, read books with your son, and your daughters. Really spend time reading books and discussing the books and doing your research on certain things, because that will help develop their minds and get them out of the emotional thinking mind. You don't want your kids in prison with a bunch of these low lives. You don't want that. So just think, think, think. Think in a year's time, 2 years' time, 3 years' time, 4 years' time, 5 years' time. Think about the longevity of your future instead of just thinking about that moment. Okay? Peace and love.